Debbie and I and our family joined Temple Sinai in 1986 or 87. We just found it to be a very uh, warm environment for us to raise our children. We're very happy with being here, being members of Temple Sinai, and looked forward to many years being part of the Temple Sinai family in the future. It's been meaningful to us.
You and your family have been members here since around 1987. And you had mentioned that everyone kind of finds their niche and something that makes them feel like they're home. And I think you putting the menorah on the roof gives you that special feeling of being home. I think it's really important that everyone finds a place in the synagogue that makes them feel comfortable and home. And I'm glad you found that.
Well, this is actually part of what attracted us to Temple Sinai in the first place. When we first moved to the area, because we're not originally from here, we investigated several different congregations. And the moment we came to Temple Sinai, there was just something here that clicked. It was both the staff, it was the people. We just really fell into this, and we looked at all the different congregations, and specifically chose Temple Sinai as the one that we wanted to join. And as we were looking for homes, because we originally lived actually in Ambler, we specifically wanted to find something that was close to Temple Sinai, so that being a part of a Jewish congregation has always been very important to Debbie and myself as we've raised our children. And my son is now a rabbi himself and teaching at a day school just outside of Washington, D.C., teaching several grades. I was at a men's club meeting in 2001, and the rabbi had come to whoever the president was at that time and said that we needed a new menorah for the synagogue because the one they were using was falling apart. And I immediately volunteered that I would be thrilled to both build it, and I already had a design in mind because when I was young, probably 6 or 7 years old, my father had built one for the roof of our house that he put up every year. And I knew that from memory, I could build that exact same design. And it was a little big for our house, but the one that we have on Temple Sinai is an exact to size duplicate of the one that was on my home outside of Pittsburgh from when I was young.
I love it. And Debbie, correct me if I'm wrong, Debbie is the one that painted it, correct?
Yes. You can't really tell from the ground because it's so high up there, but it's actually blue and a metallic gold. And she came up with the painting design and painted it in our basement. Early on, I would grab my daughter Bethany. She helped me a number of years. Sometimes I would take Debbie would go up And eventually I learned how to actually do it by myself, although it's a little bit awkward. Both putting it up, taking it down, because every year when I put it up, it brings back very good memories of seeing it on my home as a child. And they're very, very warm thoughts. So I love putting it up. My primary thing that I've been doing for many, many years, actually, I've been very involved with the Boy Scout troop that Temple Sinai has been sponsoring since 1992. I believe we started it. Prior to that, we had a Cub Scout pack there, and I joined Temple Sinai, went to my first Cub Scout meeting with my son, and walked away as the assistant Cub master. And several years later, we started the Boy Scout troop, which has been in existence ever since then. And if anyone is interested in Jewish Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts in this area, please reach out to me. I'd be very happy to assist them in seeing what the scouting is in this area. We do have a Cub pack that we have members from several different synagogues in the area. And currently, we are the only Jewish sponsored scout troop in the Philadelphia area. Actually, when we grew up, there were no Jews in our area, and it was very important to my mother that everybody knew that we were the Jewish family in the area, which is, I believe, why she had my father build this thing. And they put in a development behind our house of 300 to 400 homes. And you could not go into that development without going past our house. Everybody knew where the Jewish family in our area lived. And I think that this had something to do with Judaism being so important in my life, and Debbie and my lives, and our children's lives. And Temple Sinai helps continue that.
Well, I'm glad that your mom was insisted on having that design and your dad for building it and teaching it to you. So full circle.
It is my pleasure to continue the process.
Okay, so we're up here on the Temple Sinai rooftop checking out the menorah that Dan Fine built. So you can see it's been up here, stored up here since about 2000, 2001. Built every year, nice and sturdy. But every year Dan Fine is the one that comes up typically and builds it for us.
I really enjoy doing it. I miss very, very much going to Temple Sinai for services and for activities, and it's a part of your life. And eventually we'll all get through this COVID situation right now, but Temple Sinai fills a niche. It's a very active niche, and a great deal of our friends that we have now are because of our relationships with Temple Sinai. So I really have Temple Sinai to thank for a great deal of my social circle here in Philadelphia. I don't know really where I would be if we had not made that decision many years ago to join Temple Sinai.